Please don't freeze. Please don't freeze. Hey guys, it's Rainbow Pagan. This will be my new series. I know you guys loved my Pantheon series. However, I am not able to make them anymore because I'm not that tech savvy anymore. What I used was programs to pull off videos and music, and took a lot of time and a lot of research, but I lost my BOS on it. So anyhow, this will be a video review of mine that I plan on doing Pantheon movies. They made some pretty good Pantheon movies. I'll be looking these movie lists up by Google, and I will mostly be choosing the ones are the most popular, like the ones made in the millennium, like the ones made in the 2000s. Because you don't want to go too far back. Unless they're really good and I always seen them, then I will go back and do them. You can easily watch this video on YouTube for $14.99 if you buy it, and it will always be on there. Or there are other ways, but I'm not saying internet. Alright, anyhow, this is Gods of Egypt. Below is all that info that if you read the description and the playlist. My Hollywood's rating on that. I can't remember, I don't have it up here. But I think it was a low rating. I should have looked at it before I did this. Well, anyhow, the rating and movie, you gotta remember, these movies are not going to be as accurate of what the Pantheons actually were. They are Hollywood, so they're going to take it in their own Hollywood spin. But this movie, I really think, did a really good job on portraying the gods. They didn't do them all though. Which, for some reason, I'm going to do another video tomorrow called The Pyramid. For some reason, both those movies do not include Bastet. And I've been watching movies, like documentaries of Osiris's family and Ra and stuff, and they never add Bastet. If you know why this is, please let me know, because she's one of my goddesses. And Anubis is one. But, anyhow, in this video, you will see the battle between Set and Horus. It is pretty awesome. You would need to go, you can either go to my playlist about the Egyptian gods like God Horus and God Set. Set is mainly just the person, there's god of evil, thieves, stuff like that. So, and Horus is the one that was dedicated to battle him, to take the throne. So, like I said, this is a movie warning, movie spoiler alert. So, when the gods in that movie are like a lot taller than humans in that movie, and they do treat the humans good, at least Osiris does. And then when Set, like in the Pantheons, Set killed Osiris. All the stars of this movie in the cast will be listed below. Oh, sorry, that's Sunny. So in this battle, I really like the graphics and how they did it, and in training the different gods and goddesses in this. But the main gods that you're gonna see is Set and Horus, and also Ra, because I really like that. The other gods you won't see as much. Some I didn't hear about, or they don't mention who they are really. So, anyhow, on that video, and the humans are smaller than them, but when Set takes over and controls the underworld, because Osiris in the beginning says, you had to know more about the scales of measuring the fetter of the scales, and if your heart is even with the fetter, you go on to the afterlife, peaceful. life, or you can, in my spin, you can be reincarnated, but they believe you just go on to the next, you continue nicely to the, next underworld. Because death is not the end, it's only the beginning. But then, if the feather is too, if the heart weighs more than a feather, then your heart is devoured. But I will mention that in the other video I talk about. But anyhow, Osiris was for the people, and he said, you cannot be rich or poor. Each person is equal, which I really liked about that. But Set, being always jealous of Osiris, because Set cannot have kids. Ra made it that way. And Set and Osiris are brothers. And so anyhow, he killed his brother after he said that. And basically, the first battle, Horus loses. And Horus can only use his eyes. Now, they do show human forms. But when they take the aspect of the battle, you're going to see the, there's that, like, God of how they really are. They really put themselves out there. So, anyhow, Horus would lose the first fight, and Set steals his eyes. And Horus is known as the Eye of Ra. The eye is very important, so he took the eyes. And the video is mainly about him retrieving his eyes and then trying to take the throne back. But Set, like I said, I'm sorry I'm bouncing around. Set basically, when he killed his brother, he said that for now on, only the rich may inherit the underworld. So that meant that the people that were good were basically getting destroyed for no reason. No souls were devoured. Because they dedicated what happened. And also, which is pretty interesting in this movie, is that the gods can be killed. But actually, it really makes you question at the end of the movie when Set destroyed Ra, but yet he still lived when Horus went to see him. I also like the final battle when Horus sacrificed his his other eye, which his first eye was retrieved by the human. And then when he sacrificed his second eye to get back, to save the human, which was actually really cool. So anyhow, that's the rough set of the movie. So if you like my review, out of this movie, I would give it an 8.5 because it's really close to accuracy of the gods and goddesses. Sorry if the camera's shaking. I really think it was pretty accurate and very interesting. The tech and look was awesome. This movie is rated PG-13, so kids can watch it. But I really enjoyed it. And Anubis is in it, my favorite god. And he is actually a person that controls the underworld, which takes the people. He is like the guide to the underworld. Kind of like the Weeple, He guides them to the underworld and through the underworld and stuff. Is not king of the underworld, but protector of the underworld. So, and he helps measure when it comes in front of Mott and stuff. So anyhow, this has been my review, and out of the movie, I give it an 8.5 over the Hollywood type. So this has been my new series video. Please stay tuned to watch more. I will be releasing another one tomorrow night, or maybe tomorrow morning, depends. Anyhow, this has been Rainbow Pagan. See ya.